Hi guys, it's Daniel here again. In this video, I just want to talk about my plan for the next 12 months and how I plan on making $1 million from trading in the next 12 months. Now, if you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know that I've been into trading for quite a while. I've been trading basically for 15 years. And like most people, I started off really bad. I started off losing money, and then I went through a period of breaking even. And for the last few years, I've been consistently profitable, but not as profitable as I want to be. So for the last month, I've basically been going back through my previous trades, looking at what kind of trade setups I'm really good at, what trade setups I'm not very good at, and figuring out the optimal risk that I should be taking on my trades to make the maximum return for the least amount of volatility in my portfolios. So basically, I've been analyzing that for the last month, just going through all my previous trades, and what I've come up with is a really solid plan for how I can make $1 million from trading in the next 12 months. Because what I've found from going through my previous trades is I do have a consistent hit rate. So for example, if I'm targeting a one-to-one risk to reward, so for example, risking $100 to make $100, when I do trades like that, from my previous history, I can see that I've got a 56% hit rate. A 56% chance of making $100 and a 44% chance of losing $100 on each trade when I do a one-to-one risk to reward trade. That's what I found from my previous trade data. So if I just extrapolate that with proper risk management, making $1 million is basically inevitable. So that's what I've realized from this analysis of my own trading performance, my own trading results. And this is basically all in crypto as well, by the way. I do trade stocks, and I do have an edge in trading stocks as well, but I don't trade very frequently in stocks. Maybe once a week or a couple of times a month, I find a good trade in stocks. But in crypto, I can find multiple good trades per day. Like I can do, 20 trades in a week in crypto, whereas I might do maximum one trade a week in the stock market. So my plan for the next 12 months will be focusing pretty much entirely on crypto. I will still trade the stock market, but the goal of making $1 million in 12 months will be 100% based on crypto trading. So I'm going to have two separate trading accounts to achieve this. So I'm going to have one trading account, which will be the main trading account. It will have a balance of $20,000. And in that trading account, I'm only going to risk 3% per trade. Now, the reason why I chose 3% is because I've modeled the variance that I'm going to expect in that portfolio based on my hit rate of 56%. So assuming I can maintain the hit rate of 56% going forward, then the maximum drawdown I should have on that account will be 35%, which I'm comfortable with. So that's fine. So with a 3% risk per trade, that account could easily grow to about $500,000 in about a year. Starting with 20,000, that can grow to $500,000. So that's the first account that I'll be using. And it's the main account because it's starting with a higher balance. It's starting with a $20,000 balance in that account. And I'm also going to have a second account. The second account, I'm only starting with $1,000. And the reason for that is because I'm going to be taking trades with a 10% risk in that account. So basically, I'll be risking 10% of the account on each trade and trying to make 10%. So I'm going for one-to-one risk to reward trades. So on that second account, because of my hit rate of 56%, if I'm risking 10% per trade, the potential volatility on that account is actually insane. Like it can be up to 95% drawdowns on that account. So starting from $1,000, I could easily run it up to $100,000 and then back to $5,000, and then still it would be fine long term. Still, it would keep growing. It'd go back to 100,000 to 200, 300. But that volatility is a little bit too much for me. That's why I'm splitting it into two separate accounts. So I'm going to have the main account with maximum drawdowns of 35%, and I'm going to have this secondary account starting from a very low balance of only $1,000. The secondary account will grow a lot faster than the main account because I'll be doing 10% trades, risking 10% of the portfolio on each trade. But the volatility will be insane on that second account. So in order for me to handle the volatility, I'm splitting it into those two accounts. So one account really won't change too much. It will just slowly grind higher. And yeah, this second account will be all over the place, but it will grow a lot faster in the long term. So both accounts can reach around about $500,000 balance in 12 months, assuming I can maintain the hit rate of 56% and assuming I can get as many trades as I have been getting recently, which is maybe 2 to 3 trades per day. I can get 1,000 trades in a year. And yeah, based on my hit rate of 56%, which is what I've done in the past, then I can grow both of these accounts to a balance of $500,000 each within 1 year, within 12 months. So the main account will be able to grow from 20,000 to 500,000, and the second account will be able to grow from 1,000 to 500,000, but with a massive amount of volatility. So that's basically my plan for the next 12 months to make $1 million. Now, so the only way this plan could fail would be if my actual hit rate is lower than 56% going forward. So I do have hundreds of trades of data that I've looked at from my previous trades, and I've been pretty consistent in averaging 56% or higher as a hit rate. So I'm fairly confident I can maintain that going forward. But yeah, there's always a possibility that my actual long-term hit rate is lower than that, which would mean it would actually take longer than 12 months to hit $1 million. But that's the goal anyway. The goal is to maintain at least a 56% hit rate in one-to-one risk to reward trades, and to do 1,000 trades in the next 12 months, which is very achievable. I'm easily getting 2 to 3 trades per day. And that's the plan. Use those two accounts. So in that way, by splitting it up into two accounts, I can basically help myself psychologically to deal with the volatility. Because of course I want to grow the accounts as fast as possible, but to grow the accounts as fast as possible, you need to risk a higher amount per trade. So really the optimal growth of my trading account would be to risk 20% of the account on each trade. But if I do that, I'm going to have regular drawdowns of up to 99% in the account, which psychologically would be very difficult to handle. For example, I could increase the account from, for example, if I put 10,000 in, it could go to $1 million, and then it could go back to $10,000, and then back to $1 million. That's how much volatility it could have if I did the 20% risk per trade, which is technically optimal, but I can't handle volatility like that. I want to not have that much volatility, because I've noticed that when I have too much volatility, it does tilt me a bit. And by tilting me, it reduces my hit rate on the future trades if I get too tilted. Tilted is a poker term. It basically means when you're off your game in terms of trading, when you basically reduce your edge. So yeah, this is kind of my plan for making $1 million in the next 12 months. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So basically, I just want to hit 56% hit rate, and I want to get 1,000 trades in the next 12 months. I am thinking about possibly filming my trades, not on YouTube, because I don't want to muddy up this channel, because I don't have that many videos here. I don't want to be making hundreds of videos on my trades. But I was thinking I could do it on TikTok, maybe quick 30-second videos every time I make a trade, just because it might help with my hit rate. If I'm posting every single trade on TikTok, for example, I think I'll be more selective in the trades that I take, and I'll be less likely to gamble. I'll be very selective in the trades that I take, and then I might be able to achieve a higher hit rate than 56%. Because if I can get a higher hit rate than 56%, then I can hit the $1 million goal a lot faster than 12 months. So that's one thing I'm thinking about doing, possibly posting every trade on TikTok, just a really quick 30-second video, no editing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet, but I'm thinking about it. So if you're interested in that, if you would watch those videos, leave a comment down below to let me know if you're interested. Because if no one was watching the videos, it wouldn't really give me the advantage of the accountability, and it wouldn't really improve my hit rate then. So the only advantage of posting them would be if, say, hundreds of people were watching them and waiting for the next video, then it would force me to keep making the videos, and then it would force me to be more selective in the trades that I'd take, which would help improve my hit rate. So then I'd make the $1 million faster. But yeah, it hinges on having people actually watching the videos so that I would actually keep making the videos. If no one was watching these trading videos on TikTok, then I would just stop making them. So yeah, let me know down below in the comment section if you'd be interested in watching those videos. And then yeah, I'll think about maybe I'll just post them up onto TikTok. Yeah, that's about it. That's my plan for making $1 million in the next 12 months. If you have any comments, leave a comment down below. And yeah, if you like this content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Cheers, guys.